Hi everyone, and welcome to the Lund University International podcast. On the show, we aim to give you a taste of international student life at Lund as we speak to our current students, alumni, teachers, and many more special guests. My name is Daniel Gunnarsson, and I'm working as a recruitment manager at Lund University. Today we're sitting down with two Ukrainian students to explore what life in Lund is like through their eyes. They will share their experiences of moving to Sweden, from setting up a bank account and finding housing to adjusting to a new culture and connecting with other students. We will talk about student life, sports, food, and the Ukrainian student community in Lund, plus how Swedish and Ukrainian life compare. And of course, we'll hear if they see themselves staying in Sweden or returning to Ukraine, and what advice they'd give to future Ukrainian students or just any foreign students thinking of Sweden. So thank you guys for joining us today. So I'm here today with two of our lovely students. So we have Rostik and we have Maya. And would you like to introduce yourself, Rostik?
My name is Rostik. I'm from Ukraine, and I'm a first-year master student in service management with a specialization supply chain management.
So I'm as well from Ukraine, and I'm studying economy and society. It's a bachelor program, and I'm in my first year.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. So my first question to you guys would be, what is it like to study in Lund compared to study in Ukraine? And I know that, Maya, you actually study at the bachelor's level, and Rostik, you're studying at the master's level. So it might be easier for you to start talking about your experience here.
Oh, well, the first thing that came to my mind is I think it's about generally the arrangement of the student life in Lund and in Sweden. And I was quite surprised on how diverse and how branch student life in Lund, that we have so many communities, we have nations. In Ukraine, I would say we have something similar, but here I think it's more organized. So each nation has a separate building, separate dormitories, bars, and so on. So yeah, I actually think that it's quite a good opportunity to blend into the student environment and meet some new people and have fun with them later.
Wonderful. And Maya, you're I don't know if you can say fresh student, but I mean, you're coming from upper secondaries.
Actually, I do have one interesting detail about me.
Yeah?
I'm actually a third-year student at Ukrainian University.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm
That's
doing my
fantastic.
bachelor in international economics, actually.
Lovely.
So I'm not such a freshman.
No, of course not. No.
So it might
But you're not old either. So Oh, that's so cool.
I can compare, but actually, we do have some students communities in Ukrainian universities, but they're usually not funded. And basically, students are not interested in joining them or whatever, because usually it's I would say quite a few of people who join them or organize some sort of events. It's usually 20 or 30 students that can join. But usually, unfortunately, due to the fact that it's not funded, it's we don't have that many as it in Lund University.
Yeah. So are you actually involved in any of the student organizations here now?
In Helsingborg, we have a separate organization. It's considered, it's pretty similar to the nations that are based in Lund. And in Helsingborg, it's called Agora. And as other nations, they also have a separate building with clubs. And from time to time, they organize various events that are based in Helsingborg, or it can be also events that that happen to outside of the city. But
Nice. And Maya, you're studying at the School of Economics and Management.
Yeah.
Yes. Are you part of the student union or any of their activities up there?
Well, I just part of one of the students' nations.
Yeah.
It's called Kalmar Nation.
Yeah.
I joined it quite recently, I must say, during my mentorship at Lund University, when I was an international mentor.
Yeah.
And we were introducing other students' nation to upcoming students. So that's why I decided to actually it's my time to join Student Nation. Mm. So actually they hold pretty, I would say, events. I had time to visit their pub they have really nice burgers and pizza.
Nice.
Yeah, I guess it's possible just to convince me to come to some place just by offering me some food.
That's always good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very spare.
I think that's one of our top tips as well when we started working here. As soon as we had any events where we were basically offering food, we got a lot more students visiting us, which was just absolutely lovely. And I mean, I was a student here myself, and I also went to events where they had food. So yeah, it's a very clever way of attracting students' attention, I guess.
Yeah.
So talking about both of you have been studying in Ukraine before. What would be the major difference from actually studying in Sweden? Are there anything that you have found out that's very different here in Sweden?
I would say probably the learning system a bit differs from the Ukrainian style, and I remember myself during first 2 months. Despite the fact that Sweden is well known for its work-life balance, with this system, I realized that I have to arrange and manage all my tasks sequentially in order to pass the final exam in the end of the month. Despite that, I'm so proud of myself that, despite all the pressures that I had during first 2 months, I was managed to pass all exams. But indeed, it was quite hard to adapt to the system. But on the other hand, it's a great possibility, for international students to force them to manage the tasks in a more rational way in order not to be overwhelmed in the end.
Yeah, because you basically study one course or one type of subject at a time, or do you study several in parallel?
We have one course per each month, and in the end of each month we have an exam from this course, and in the next month we start another course. So everything in a row.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of group work as well?
Besides that, it depends on the course, but sometimes we have some group activities. We also provide peer-to-peer feedback, but it happens within our group.
Yeah. So at the School of Economics and Management, I know that when I was a student there, which is now ages ago, we had a lot of case studies and similar things. Do you still have that at the School of Economics and Management today?
Oh yeah, we had such a lot of case studies.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. So the case studies you have at the moment, are they primarily from a Swedish student, or are they more international?
Well, it depends on which course we study currently, but it's mostly international, since usually you're assigned with a group and with people you don't know. So that's why it's usually more international than just the Swedish case studies.
Nice. Talking about the fact that you basically traveled and moved to Sweden. So I know that whenever we talk with international students, for some students from certain parts of the world, food is very important. It's obviously important no matter where you're from. But from your perspective, first of all, do you cook yourself?
Yeah, I cook a lot.
You cook a lot? Nice.
Yeah.
That's good. Have you had any problems finding ingredients, or is it easy to find what you need to cook dishes from your home country?
Well, I feel since the proximity between Sweden and Ukraine is not that big, I feel you can find any kind of ingredient you want in Sweden.
Yeah.
Or if you can't, you can usually go to some Polish shop, or even just a Slavic shop. You can actually find it in Malmö. So that's why you can find some sort of ingredients.
Yeah.
But I would say that you can also find them in Lidl. They have these specialized week, I would say, when you can find any kind of ingredients. Also, I saw some Ukrainian ingredients in ICA.
Nice.
I like that a lot. And how was it in Helsingborg?
Yeah, I actually agree with Maya that that Swedish kitchen and Ukrainian kitchen are located in close proximity to each other. And if you want to find something specific, there are several opportunities. For example, Lidl or ICA. from my own experience, I remember that it was quite challenging to find buckwheat.
That's one of the things I was thinking about. Have you found it?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I came across. If memory serves me right, it was in Ica. Yeah, in later. In Ica.
And it's a roasted version as well. Where do you have to roast it yourself? Maybe you don't roast it.
We just boil it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, like in the water and then add butter and combine with something like that. But it depends on your preferences.
Yeah.
So yeah, and with regard to other specific food, we have one Polish shop in Helsingborg.
Yeah.
And if we need something special from Eastern Europe, we can find it there.
That's fantastic.
By the way, actually, you can order buckwheat from one Swedish website called meds.se.
Oh,
I found it.
That's fantastic. But otherwise, have you actually traveled to Malmö to buy ingredients from the Slavic store in Malmö?
Yeah, but usually they have pretty high price.
Okay,
so
that's
why I just was like, well, yeah, now I will eat something more Swedish.
Yeah. So it's not the student-friendly prices there?
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
But I feel like other students' communities from other countries, they are much bigger.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, the students usually have one seller who get just lots of ingredients from their home countries and sell it like for lower prices.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
But sometimes temptation prevails, and you can spend even more money or pay double price for a certain ingredient if you want it so badly. So
yeah. If you don't mind me asking, what is the Ukrainian word for buckwheat?
Hrečka.
Okay, it's very, very similar to the Slavic countries, and that's fantastic. I know that we had a student a couple of years ago. She couldn't find buckwheat because she wanted the roasted type, and I mean they boiled it up first, but it's roasted. And she was so happy when she found the Slavic store in Malmö. And I know that she went there and she brought like a rucksack and she just packed it full with only buckwheat. It was the only thing she brought back to Lund, and then she spread that in social media to everyone. Like, I found it. And I know there's certain types of cheese that you also like a lot.
Cottage cheese.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But it's more like it's a Polish version, I think, that is really popular, at least. Have you been able to find the type of cheese you want as well?
Actually, yeah, the Polish version is pretty close to one which we need usually for cooking. And you can find it at some local stores in Sweden.
Yeah.
And of course, in some Polish shops or just Slavic shops. Yeah.
Like this type of cheese is quite common, like for both Poland and Ukraine, and we use it mainly for breakfast. So like we take this cheese and combine it maybe with jam or with some fruit. So
because you fry it, right? Or not the one, perhaps.
No, like we don't fry it. We just mix it, and taking into account that it contains a high amount of calories, it keeps you full like throughout the day. So yeah. You can even skip lunchtime.
Perfect student. You were referring to some cottage cheese
advice for students.
I guess you refer to some cottage cheese pancakes.
Yeah, exactly. Because I've seen that many times in Kiev when I was there. Like they fry it, but maybe that's not typical Ukrainian cuisine.
No, it's actually, it's typical Ukrainian cuisine.
Nice.
And actually, what was actually for me the biggest plus of these cottage cheese is that it's really high in protein compared to those in Ica.
Yeah.
Like usually it's like 20 grams of protein per 100 grams.
Yeah.
In Sweden, it's like 10 grams of protein per 100.
We had a student explaining this to me, like that's something you should eat because it's actually quite healthy because of the protein.
Yeah.
And I mean, it tastes really, really good. So yeah, it's fantastic. So talking about the fact that you are now in Sweden, what was the process like of actually coming to Sweden? Like, how was it to move to Sweden for you guys? I know that you might have completely different stories here, but what was it like to move to Sweden?
Well, when I moved to Sweden, it was 2022. So I actually left Ukraine at the beginning of the war.
Yeah.
And my route was like taking the train from western part of Ukraine to Poland. Then I have to take some buses, trains, ferries. Then when I came to Sweden, I have to take some, again, buses, trains. It was so frustrating because it usually takes really lots of hours just to get to to the destination you need.
Yeah.
And I had lots of bugs, so it was terrible.
You can imagine, yes.
But in the end, yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. Was it easy for you to get a residence permit and everything? Was that fairly simple, or was that complicated for you guys?
Well, at first, since everything for me was kind of complicated, not only like for me, but in the beginning of this situation, it was pretty, not like complicated, but people didn't know what to do with us, basically. They weren't given any instructions how to deal with Ukrainians.
Yeah.
Should they consider them as refugees or just temporarily displaced?
Yeah.
But in the end, I got my resident permission.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
Like my story a bit differs from Maya's, but I moved to Sweden in the end of August in 2024, when I finished my previous master's studies in Austria. And I just found a local refugee branch that was located in Malmö. Then I fill out a special application form, and probably within the next 3 weeks, I believe, I received an ID card, and after that I applied for a coordination number, which is obligatory. But I think that applying for coordination number was quite harder than getting a temporal protection or residence permit. So because I think this factor is inherent only for Sweden, to have this special code with which you can use, and you can do everything in Sweden.
Yeah.
So
we do apologize for that. I know, though, that they've actually changed the process now. I'm sorry that they had to go through the complicated route. But I think that it is actually a little bit easier now that they have changed slightly because, we have so many students coming here, and they need someone to make everything just easier and more convenient. So I know that it has been changed. It should be easier now and faster, because I know that, yes, it can be a pain otherwise, unfortunately. Do apologize on behalf of Sweden.
Yes, I guess I also witnessed when they had this difficult process of getting this coordination number, because in the end I actually didn't have it.
Oh, yeah.
When I usually... Okay, so they changed the regulations for Ukrainians who stay here for longer than 2 years. So now we can actually get personal number. And when I applied for it, they're like, wait, you don't have coordination number? I was like, wait, 2 years ago I applied for it. Yeah. But in that I didn't get it.
Yeah.
But now I have personal number.
That's good. Yeah, it helps tremendously, I guess, because our system in Sweden is it's very convenient if you're born and raised here, because then you have this personal identity number. Yeah. But if you're coming from abroad and don't have it, it's a pain, because every single system we have kind of relies on the fact that you should have one of these numbers, either the personal identity number or the samordnings number. And but they have changed certain things, so it should be more convenient now. But I guess that time will tell when our new students arrive, but it should be easier at least.
I was also got confused with the difference between coordination and personal number.
Yeah.
Because when I visited this special institution called Tratata Feket. Sorry, it's slipped in my mind how it's called. Yes, called Feket. And I anticipated that I would receive a personal number, because I spoke to my group mates, and they applied directly the personal number. But I received finally a coordination number, and after that I was informed that coordination number is a bit another version of personal number, and if you stay for a longer time, then you can apply for a personal number. But I didn't know that. So currently I'm so happy, of course, that I have a coordination number, but I think the next challenge awaits for me. Is applied for personal number.
Trust me, it's much easier when you apply for personal number.
Yeah, it should be fairly easy, actually. Okay, fine. But you're fine with the coordination number as well. They have the similar purpose, but the personal identity number is for life. So if you decide to stay in Sweden, you can use it for life. So no worries. And talking about that, I know that quite a few of our students, they have different plans, obviously. Some of them plan to stay in Europe, going abroad somewhere else, or going back to their home country. What are you seeing in your future? Would you like to stay, or would you like to go somewhere else? you're both young and you probably haven't made up your mind, but what are your plans for the future?
I'm so interested in the post-reconstruction process of Ukraine after the war.
Yeah.
And even when I applied for this master's, in my application, I mentioned that probably the topic of my master thesis will be dedicated to the post-war reconstruction. And generally, I think that I would like to get some valuable and practical experience in such sustainable country as Sweden, and then I think I will go back to contribute to the post-reconstruction process.
It sounds like a very good plan, actually.
Yes, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's very good. Fantastic answer.
Yeah.
I love it. And Maya, what would you like to do?
Well, basically, I'm just interested in getting masters in economics so far. So maybe I dedicate myself to some more academical sphere of lives. Maybe I will get PhD, who knows?
Oh, you might go that route. I like it.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Yeah, I can tell you that, it's very common that our international students go for the PhD as well. I think that a majority of our PhD students are actually from abroad. It's quite common that Swedish students do not go for a PhD. In certain subjects, obviously they do, but in some, it's more common that we have international students continuing on with a PhD. So you're more than welcome to go that route if you want to. So.
Oh, actually, I do remember when I was thinking about my thesis, I was thinking about taking into account some Ukrainian situation, taking as a case study.
Yeah.
Because for me, it's I was thinking about the problem of interconnectedness in terms of economics. Because we know that when one country, for example, has some changes in their government, it can affect the whole world. And we know the example.
I guess we've seen that the last week or so. Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I was thinking that maybe my thesis, it will be only in 2 years, but still, it will be connected with problem of interconnectedness.
Yeah.
And I will take Ukraine as a case study, but who knows, maybe I will change my mind, but still, it feels like this topic might be really important for understanding. Yeah.
And also very interesting. It's a very good topic as well. I like it. And I think actually you will see that quite a few of our professors at the School of Economics and Management would like to see something like that as well. So I like it a lot. So talking about you guys, that you're actually here, but quite a few of the students that are listening in, they're not students in Lund. What advice would you give to other, well, first of all, maybe Ukrainian students, but foreign students in general, who are considering studying at Lund University? Why would they come to Lund and study? What should they prepare for?
I was actually thinking about giving advice in terms of if you feel like this is your path, then you should follow it. You should take the risks. You shouldn't be, I would say, stopped by your fear. And of course, you won't be alone. You always can find your people because as far as I know, some Ukrainians actually contacted me on the Unibody. And they were so happy to know that they have some Ukrainian who also study the same program or just having some people from the same country.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they of course can just, getting closer with people from other countries.
Yeah.
So I would say just, even small steps matter. And people students deserve to build their own future.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the main point that international students, even Ukrainian students should bear in mind is that when they join the international community, just enough to be, open to people and participate in different events and considering even our student life in Lund, there are a bunch of opportunities where you can meet new people, where you can discuss something, and it doesn't even matter to what nation you belong.
Yeah.
Just, believe yourself and have fun.
Yeah, that sounds brilliant. So talking about that, and you mentioned your people or the people from your home country, is there a Ukrainian student community here in Lund?
Well, actually, we had one international festival, held by our international committee.
Yeah.
And me and my friends, we represented Ukraine.
Yeah.
And actually we met, organizer of one of the international culture Ukrainian Unity Lund community.
Yeah.
So they just told us like, yeah, you can join our community. It's like Ukrainians, but I guess, yeah, it also has some students here, but still it's like we just found a member of this organization who just told us about this Ukrainian community.
Yeah.
I believe there are some maybe small communities which are located within the groups or with departments. But yeah, I'm quite dubious about whether we have like a big community which encompasses Lund or Malmö or Helsingborg. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we were just wondering because, I mean, in general, we know that we have a lot of Ukrainian students,
Yeah.
but it's also like, I'm not sure that the Ukrainians necessarily spend time with each other. I think that they might actually just be with all the students because, I mean, there's so many activities going on all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just meet Ukrainians by an accident.
Yeah.
I've met some of the Ukrainians just on the bus.
Yeah.
And they just basically approach me because of the language.
Yes. I mean, you can hear a lot of people speaking Ukrainian, actually.
Yeah. Just like, oh, hi. Are you also studying here?
Yeah. No, I like it a lot. So we were previously talking about food and the fact that you both like to cook. Have you ever had the opportunity to cook for your new friends here in Lund?
Well, since we're both student ambassadors,
Yeah.
when we had the culture night, we actually presented some of the food, but actually I cooked honey cake, but he just bought Ukrainian cake.
Yes, but I applied, all my logistical knowledge.
Of course.
Yes, and thanks God, this Kiev cake, which is considered as the symbol of Ukrainian cuisine, was delivered on time. I've conducted a really complicated logistical operation.
Please, I use my financial knowledge.
Yeah, like logistical supply chain, let's say, with my friends to deliver it directly to Sweden. So, the reason is that, like the Kiev cake is quite difficult to cook because you have to have an appropriate oven because the layers are baked within a certain temperature, and the only oven where you can implement it is an electric oven. And unfortunately, my dormitory is not equipped with electric oven, and that's why it was, to a certain extent, a big challenge for me. But I really wanted our international community and our ambassadors to try this dessert. So yeah, and but we figure it out.
Yeah, and actually, our people who I study with the same programs, they're exciting and waiting for me some Ukrainian cooked food.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I promise them that I will bake for them the cake that I brought to the culture night.
Yeah. Well, I was actually there because I passed by, so I got the opportunity to taste both of your cakes, and they were delicious, fantastic. Yes, very nicely done, both of you, both cooking and doing the logistics. It was delicious, and I mean, I'm a bit surprised that you were able to get the Kiev cake here, to be honest. I do understand that it's not that simple. But you should definitely try to cook for your friends and do that lovely cake again, because I think they would love it.
Yeah.
So basically, I mean, you're both students here. Have it been very difficult for you guys to meet Swedish students? Are you basically meeting both Swedish and international, or are you more with like international students?
Well, in my group, if memory serves me right, we have around 5 Swedish students, and the remaining part is just international students from all over the world. And we communicate with them on the same level as with other international students, and so like we don't feel any barrier with them. So yeah.
That's good, yeah. Fantastic.
I feel like 30% of my group is Swedish.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but yeah, it's pretty hard to distinguish because we all look alike.
Yeah.
Most. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that might be true, actually. I think that for most of our programs, it's usually like 30, 30, 30. So 30 Swedish percent and then European and then the rest of the world in most of our programs. But in some programs, yeah, we actually have quite a few Swedish students. And that's more common on the master's level, and especially like in specialized programs. But I would just like to say thank you so much for being here. And also thank you for contributing to our student community in general. I mean, I know that you're both student ambassadors, and I know that you're both available on Unibuddy if our lovely audience would like to know more about differences in Sweden and Ukraine and so forth, and that they can actually reach out to you guys, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We are on Unibuddy. Yahoo!
Wonderful. No. So thank you for joining us today, and I hope to see you again. Well, I will see you again in the future.
Yeah,
but for the audience, I genuinely hope that I will be able to meet you in Sweden in the future. So take care. Thank you for listening in, and see you. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Lund University International Podcast. If you're interested in learning more about Lund University, you can go to our website, lunduniversity.lu.se. You can also follow us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, and X. And you can chat with our current students on Unibuddy. Don't forget to subscribe, and we look forward to bringing you a new episode very soon.